Hello, beautiful stargazers. This is your Wish Upon a Star lunar horoscope when Luna voyages through the first lunar mansion dwelling in the first portion of the sign of Aries, the Ram, bringing energetic strength, celestial intelligence, pulsating vitality, potent gifts of conception and obliteration, communication from the original source of all, and also attentiveness. Now, lunar mansion number 1 is magically activated when the moon transits this mansion of the moon. Use projective magic during a waxing moon or receptive magic in the course of a waning moon. In the time of a new moon, you should either complete receptive magic spells just before the new moon occurs or begin projective magic rituals just after the new moon. For the time of the full moon, either complete projective magic rituals just before the full moon occurs or begin receptive magic spells just after the full moon. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel. I'm a Rosicrucian seer, biblical astrologer, Christian psychic, and Gnostic mystic. And this is a Readings by Rosemary angelic transmission. Luna will be in Aries 0 degrees 0 minutes 0 seconds to Aries 12 degrees 51 minutes and 22 seconds according to Abraham. The stars to wish upon: inside the first mansion of the moon, Sheratan, that's Sheratan, that is the first mansion of the moon. These stars that you wish upon, the stargates, are named Sheratan and Mesarthim. And they dwell in the horns of Aries, according to Warnock. Warnock reveals that the star Sheratan is also called Beta Arietis, and that another name for Mesarthim is Gamma Arietis. Ask the angel of Beta Arietis and Gamma Arietis, who is named GENIEL, to provide healing potions and safe voyages. Sorceresses and sorcerers create representations to start making innovative and curative elixirs to begin new voyages, to destroy marriages, romances, and friendships, and to cause employees to run away. Okay. Now, magicians also use Sheratan to form a rendering of a very dark or a black man with his hair wrapped around his head, okay, who stands wielding a spear in his right hand to cause the families of enemies to be annihilated and depopulated, according to Warnock. Now, regarding Agrippa, he also mentions the first mansion as being named Alnath, and he describes the icon for this mansion as being similar to that as cited by Warnock. Agrippa divulges that the purpose of Alnath, Agrippa's name, or Sheratan, Warnock's name of this mansion, as being to cause the annihilation of a specific chosen person using the aforementioned representation of the grim warrior carrying a spear or a weapon for the purpose of creating strong desire for a portion of ignoble happenings to be heaped upon the one who is being targeted for eradication and subsequent oblivion. Agrippa also discloses that the representation of the dark, menacing combatant should show that his article of clothing be encircled around his body and formed from tresses and locks of hair. So long hair, and almost so long that it's also like, it's sort of like clothing in the Dark Warrior. See, and with the spear or with the gun or a sword or something, some kind of a weapon. This is GENIEL, okay? G-E-N, okay? GENIEL. Now, the icon should be created inside of an iron circle preserved in black wax and scented with liquid storax. When produced with these specifics, this emblem is intended and prepared to manifest devastating outcomes towards those whom the magician would eradicate and demolish. It doesn't have to be a weapon. It can also be a staff that someone's carrying, or if they mention that their color is black, even if they're not of a certain race or whatever, but they mention that their color is black for their political views, or maybe they're in mourning or something, or for whatever reason there's some kind of a reason that black is their chosen color, or maybe they wear a lot of black and they carry a staff a lot, and they seem to in some way be depopulating a certain tribe. I've seen this used in TV shows a lot and in movies a lot. And anyway, just understand it, that this is this angel, GENIEL. And you'll know this is being used when you see GEN in the title. Okay? Like Gentleman Jack. Okay? Or, you know, it's also, it's been used also in The Lord of the Rings. Okay? And you see a population being devastated either through them being not allowed to be in the gene pool, they're being kicked out of the gene pool, or, you know, they're not going to be producing children, or they're being killed in some way because they're supposedly evil or something. Like they're all, you know, like they're shown as being vampires or evil, but it's about a certain culture, and that's what's being eradicated. So understand it's from this mansion, and it is this angel that is being used. Understand that. It's extremely important that you understand that. Now, according to Kabbalistic lore, Aries is ruled by Mars. Aries' birthstone is diamond. Diamond. Now, rosaries and amulets using diamonds for Aries are magically potent for this praxis. Kabbalistic and alchemical planetary associations, in this instance of a waning half moon in Aries, whilst transiting through lunar mansion number 1, could be utilized with perfumes, essential oils, herbs, or flowers, as well as colors. Planetary alchemical metals, in this case, would indicate iron for Mars. Iron is practical for this operation since the metal is not ingested nor injected for this function. Regarding the Aries birthstone of diamond, this could be used for amulet, talismans, as well as rosaries, and iron could also be used for the forming of a rosary chain. And this is done a lot, okay? It's important to note here that according to Vivian Irwood Robson, author of the book The Fixed Stars and Constellations in Astrology, the Greek astronomer Ptolemy attributes the stars which are located specifically in the head of the ram as being attributed to the planet of Mars, the planets of Mars and Saturn, in regard to the planetary personality of this area of the constellation of Aries the ram. All right. This is in contrast to the other portions of the body of the ram where Ptolemy assigns differing planetary aspects. Iron is the alchemical metal of Mars, and lead is the corresponding alchemical metal of Saturn. A warning, lead is toxic and is therefore neither pragmatic nor usable for this function of fashioning magical talismans or jewelry. With that said, since Ptolemy attributes the stars located in the head of the ram to be associated with the planets Mars and Saturn, and because Mars is alchemically associated with the metal of iron, which is workable for this operation, okay, as well as the fact that Agrippa recommends iron for this mansion, the martial metal of iron is a magically realistic and a powerful choice to utilize when fashioning a rosary chain or a metal support, which could then attach diamond beads or sigils respectively. Okay? Consider also that Mars rules the sign of Aries according to Kabbalistic lore. So, in this case, we have a clearly superior choice of iron for crafting our jewelry settings, our amulet bezels, or rosary chains, to which we can affix diamonds, creating a potent talisman to employ for invoking the magical frequencies of Aries the ram. Keep in mind that the number assigned to each mansion of the moon may vary, reliant upon both the cultural and the astrological attributes of the system being used. What pinpoints the exact lunar mansion to which we are referring is made clear by the use of the star to be wished upon, as well as by the name of the indicated mansion of the moon. Other Kabbalistic correspondences for lunar mansion number 1 are as follows. The moon in Aries provides qualities of zeal, strength, innovation, and power, and concentration, also said to be competitive in nature. planetary archangel for Luna or the moon is Gabriel. Gabriel. God is my strength, power of God, and a messenger of God. Zodiac angel for Aries is Melchiel, whose divine tone is I am. Tarot card for Luna or the moon is the High Priestess card. The High Priestess card, okay, used for the moon. The moon card is not utilized for the planet of the moon. They used to call the sun and moon planets. The seven ancient planets, the sun and moon were included. So the moon card is for Pisces. It's not for the moon. For the moon, it is the High Priestess, okay, or the female Pope, okay, the High Priestess. And Western Array musical note for the moon or Luna is F. The tarot card for Aries is the Emperor. The Emperor is the tarot card for Aries, the Ram. And the Western Array musical note for Aries is D. It is D for Aries. That is a musical note in the Western musical array. Now the information found in this document that's attached, okay, check out the document attached, click on it, is based on the oral tradition known as Kabbalah, taught to me by Rosicrucian clergy when I was but a young girl, the facts of which I have committed to memory. Now, much of the information about star magic was also taught to me through an adjacent German pagan coven, which had established covens, satellite covens, that is, throughout the world. I began writing a book based upon these extremely important teachings in 1988, which I have entitled to be my Star Magic Grimoire. Okay, and if you want to check out our reference books, go ahead and click on the blog, but I'll mention them briefly for you here. The first one is Mansions of the Moon, Lunar Zodiac for Astrology and Magic. That's by Christopher Warnock. Second, 3 books of occult philosophy, Llewellyn's source book series, authored by Henry Cornelius Agrippa. Okay, and 3, The Fixed Stars and Constellations in Astrology, authored by Vivian E. Robson and published by American Federations of Astrologers. And by the way, that Llewellyn 3 books of occult philosophy that was written by Agrippa, it is annotated and edited by Donald Tyson, one of my favorite authors, one of my favorite Llewellyn authors. Thanks for joining us, and join us again next time for our next installment. There's 28 lunar mansions. This was number 1.